Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 15th through the 21st. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You might stumble upon this video in a few weeks, a few months, a few years. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to hear the messages. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does and leave what doesn't. Oh, Maxie's coming to say hello. All right, so without further ado, let's see what's coming up here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to move you all just a little bit closer. All right, first card coming up here for the collective is the Devil. Okay. So this is a major arcana card. Major arcana cards are going to come up when there's something really significant happening. The things we're dealing with or the things that are happening in our life are directly connected to something we came here to learn, something we came here to master. So the major arcana cards are like significant time in our life, a new chapter, a defining moment. So it's going to last longer than 7 days. Whatever's happening for you in the next 7 days may be setting a series of events in motion, or you may be coming into a new time. This can be associated with Capricorn energy. Some of you can be dealing with a Capricorn that could be significant in your life in some way, or is going to be significant in your life in some way. If you have Capricorn placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. Now, I have to say, my dears and my darlings, something super interesting happened just before I started to do your reading, which changes my perspective of this card or adds a specific message for Sagittarius this week. Okay? Craziest thing happened, Sagittarius. You guys have been going through a lot of changes, right? Like, this has been a really powerful past year for Sagittarius. A lot of you are breaking out of some major stuff, and the Devil card can indicate negative ego, feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling hopeless, feeling powerless, being in fear, like we're scared, right? We have fear and we may be feeling powerless and we're afraid to move forward. It could also be different types of addictions. But something so interesting happened. I'm sitting inside my place, okay? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bird flew by me. There was a bird inside my place. I don't know how it got in here, okay? I checked, all of the screens are on the windows. I have no clue how a bird ended up in my place. Anyway, long story short, I opened the front door and it was able to fly out. It was able to leave. But it happened just as I was sitting down to do your reading. So some of you may be feeling very stuck. You may be feeling very trapped. Maybe you're feeling even like you ended up in a situation that you don't even know how you ended up in this situation. And you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get out, right? I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. But be still, okay? Connect with your faith, and you're going to see the solution. You're going to see the open door. You just have to be still and not be, flying around frantically panicked, and you'll see the way. You'll see the door. So I feel that there's a literal message here for you all about freedom, about getting free, getting out of a situation where you're feeling stuck or trapped or like, this is not where I belong. But you're going to get out of it, right? So for me, it's a message of freedom. You might have a lot of fear, a lot of confusion, but if you can just calm yourself and ground yourself and pray and connect with, your higher power and your guardian angels, you're going to see the way out of this. And it's going to be a lot easier than you think. It's going to be a lot quicker than you think. Okay? Because of that little bird that was in here, that's what I feel this card is saying for you all in the coming week or in the coming next couple of weeks. Okay? Next card coming up here for Sagittarius is the Four of Cups. You're disillusioned. You're not happy with the way that things are. Okay? Maybe some of you have accepted or embraced some kind of an offer, and now you're like, man, that was a trap. I got bamboozled. I got fooled. I got tricked. I didn't know that it was going to be like this, right? And so you may be feeling dissatisfied and not happy with your current situation, okay? But this is a powerful time. This too in itself is a blessing. A lot of you have heard me say the Four of Cups makes me think of what Rumi wrote about when he wrote about divine discontentment. Divine discontentment is that moment when you start to look around and you see other people succeeding. You see other people being blessed. And you're not like jealous of them. You don't hate them. You're like, good for them. I'm glad that they're happy. I'm glad that things are going well for them. But I deserve some of that too. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of universe, right? These people around me, they're not better than I am. I'm just as equal to anybody else. So what about me? When's it gonna be my turn, right? There's like a healthy sense of entitlement. You're not looking at people hating them for what they have, but you're like, hey, I deserve that too. They're not necessarily any better than I am, right? So you start to realize the sky's the limit. Four of Cups for me is like you're starting to raise the bar. You may have manifested certain things that you manifested at a time that your belief was very low. Maybe you had low self-esteem. Maybe your thinking was very limited. You didn't think that things were possible. And so you were thinking in just bare minimum terms, right? Like, I can't wait to find a job where I don't get screamed at every day and where I don't have to chase them down on payday to get my paycheck and double check my paycheck and make sure that they got my hours right. That is bare minimum stuff. If you're working at a job, you deserve to not be screamed at every day, and you definitely need to get paid. If you're working and not getting paid, that's not a job, that's slavery. That's bare minimum. Or it would be like saying, I can't wait to find a relationship with someone that doesn't scream at me and hit me. That is bare minimum. Nobody deserves a parade for not hitting you, right? That is a bare minimum. That is the very least your partner could do for you. And so some of you have manifested bare minimum, very least circumstances. And you're looking around and you're like, okay, I'm grateful for what I have, but it's time to do more than just survive. I want the spice, I want the seasoning, I want the flavor, I want the cherry on top. So a lot of you right now are raising the bar. And it's a really great time. It's a very appropriate time because we're coming into the new moon energy in the coming week, right? And the new moon is an excellent time for intention setting and manifesting. So Sagittarius, you might be feeling stuck, but the sky is the limit here. You're going to get out of this bare minimum circumstance. You're going to be manifesting more. You're going to be calling in more. You can want more and still be grateful for what you have. It's possible to be both. Don't fall into the incorrect mindset of well, you know what? Other people have it worse than me, so I should just be, satisfied with what I have. No. You can say, you know what? I'm really grateful for what I have because I know other people have it worse than me, so I'm grateful for what I do have, but I also know that I deserve more. And I also know that more is possible for me, and I'm opening up to receive that now. It's time now. It's time for more. Okay? Next card coming up here for Sagittarius is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is a card about stability and security. So some of you maybe are having a lot of fears about your finances, okay? And it's very funny because the little birdie popped up in my head again. And some of you don't like it when I do this, but I can't help it. I'm a preacher's daughter. I learned to read from a children's Bible, so sometimes I'll bring up examples from the Bible because that's how my guides remind me of things, because it's in my foundation. But Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount when he was telling the people, stop being anxious. Stop being anxious about what are you going to wear, what are you going to eat, where are you going to sleep. And you might say, oh, Amethyst, oh yeah, sure, yeah, okay, let me just turn that off. Let me just stop being anxious about that. Easier said than done, right? But what Jesus said was that, every living creature on this planet is taken care of. God takes care of the birds in the heaven, right? He knows every single one of them. Not one of them falls without his knowledge. He is aware of every single bird and all of the flowers in the field, and everything is taken care of. Everything is fed. Everything is nourished in nature. The nature of nature is abundance. And that little birdie was flying around in here, right? And so you're like those birds, like as Jesus said, God takes care of you. God is aware of you. Your needs will be met. You will have your food for the day. You will have your clothing. You will have your shelter. And more than that, more will come. Because 10 is such an abundant, 10 of Pentacles is such an abundant energy. It's more than just scraping by, right? It's a legacy that you're able to leave behind for future generations. It's stability, it's security, it's generations coming together and celebrating special occasions, birthdays, holidays, family traditions. It's, money's always going to fluctuate, right? There's going to be sometimes you have more money, sometimes you have less money. But 10 of Pentacles is the kind of stability where even in that fluctuation, you're not worried at all, right? You're not worried at all. And so 10 of Pentacles is saying that you're coming into a time of stability, security, and you're coming into a time of manifesting. 10 of Pentacles is like things coming into physical fruition. The things you've been dreaming about, the things that you've been imagining, the things you've been hoping for, you're beginning to see happen in your life. You're beginning to see them come into your life, okay? So it can be a scary time, but know that stability and security is well within reach, and you're going to be seeing it develop. You're going to see it taking shape and form in your life. The next card coming up here for Sagittarius is the Seven of Swords. So something you need to know, Sagittarius, there's a word of caution here for you all, okay? Especially since we're starting off with the Devil card. For some of you, there is a person in your life that sees the way that you've been shifting and growing, right? Sagittarius has been just on fire in a good way over this past year. You guys are breaking out of some really major stuff. And you may be dealing with someone where it's like misery loves company. It could be your best friend. It could be a family member. And they might kind of be putting poison in your ear, okay? They might kind of be like putting little doubts in your head. Or when you're happy about something or something is going well, they may find a way to kind of minimize it or make it seem like, well, that's not really that much of a big deal, or you're not out of the woods yet, or I don't know, maybe it's too soon to be celebrating, right? They have a way of pulling you down, okay? On the contrary, some of you could be dealing with a person that's really hyping you up and pumping you up. But the Seven of Swords says you need to be careful, because on whatever end of the spectrum this person is, they may have selfish motivations. They want to hold on to you. They know you're coming into this Ten of Pentacles. They know that's where you're headed, and they want a piece of it. They want to make sure either that you're not going to get that 10 of Pentacles and forget about them and move on with your life, right? They're like scared of losing you. Or they want to harvest those 10 of Pentacles, those coins. They want to harvest your coins. And so 7 of Swords is saying be cautious, right? I know there's a lot about speaking things into power, speaking things into existence. And so some of you may be of the mindset of I'm always going to speak positively. When somebody asks me how I'm doing, or when these kinds of things comes up, I'm going to tell people what I'm doing, right? Or I'm going to tell people, like, you know, I'm going to affirm what I want to be. Like, oh, I'm a published author. Or I am a professional musician, or I am whatever, I don't know, whatever your goal is, or whatever it is that you're trying to put out there. You may be dealing, or you may be in an environment where it's not really serving you to draw attention to yourself in this way. So I feel like what the 7 of Swords is telling you all to do is to make your moves in silence. And people don't really need to know what you're up to right now, because either they're going to discourage you because misery loves company, or they're trying to profit from you in some way. They're seeing you as like an opportunity, something that they're trying to take advantage of. Stay focused, stay grounded, be in your relationship and connection with your spiritual power, be in your faith, and know and understand that this is a time where you're creating long-term stability and security for yourself. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Sometimes your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more, or it may add some extra information. The link to the weekly forecasts is in the description of the video, so you'll be able to find it quickly. Love readings are also linked in there. And the link to schedule a private reading with me is also in the description area. So if you want to schedule a private reading with me, feel free to do so. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and hopefully you all will come back again and check out the daily messages, the card of the day messages that I post in between now and next week's readings. Take care and be well, my darlings. Bye.